Hyderabad is a city of biryani, but I've got you some Shondesh from Delhi, flew done specially for you. And this is Shondesh with Ghosh. Thank you very much for joining me on this. You're a software engineer. Do you feel locked out of your party and your family?
Yes, as of now, that seems to be the case. Unfortunately, access is denied right now. And see, even when something goes wrong, people should be asked for an explanation. In my case, I was directly suspended, and suspension means that you're rejecting a person who has worked with the party in the last 18-20 years and who has been through, thick and thin. She was with you, and suspending me directly without an explanation was definitely a very, very insulting move, a very painful move. So yes, I feel locked out of my own party. Very unfortunate development.
Locked out of the party or locked out of the family as well? Because do you think that's where it started from?
See, for us, everything got intertwined for good or bad, because Telangana agitation was a very soulful agitation. All of us as a family, we got entangled into it. So I don't remember in the last 20 years from the time my father started this party in 2001 till in the last 120 days whenever I was in touch with him, I don't remember him talking about anything else other than Telangana. If at all he had to say a couple of words about kids once in a while, he would only get distracted by the kids, my brothers or mine. Other than that, it was always Telangana. Even when the state was achieved, it was always about how do we develop it, what do we do. So it's all mixed for us. It's not, family is separate, politics is separate, movement is separate. No, it all got intertwined, unfortunately. So yes, when you are locked out of the party, you're certainly locked out of the family.
You haven't met your father since you were removed from the party? Have you been able to speak to him?
No, I did not reach out also. Mom, I've been talking to her every day.
He didn't reach out?
He didn't reach out either.
But what about your brother?
No, my brother has not reached out. If he would have intervened at the right time, I don't think we would be interviewing today.
Kavitha ji, I'm looking at these pictures. There are two stark pictures, I would say, which are around you. One, of course, of your father, you just spoke about. He's the man who founded the TRS. And this is Batukama.
That's right.
Now, for many of the viewers up north, can you just tell us why this is, of course, emotionally important, but why it is politically also important for you? Why is it that you keep this picture with you always?
Ma'am, during Navratras in Telangana, we worship nature. Devi, of course, is herself nature. So we worship Devi in the form of flowers. Usually worship is done by flowers. We worship Devi with flowers. But here we worship flowers itself as Devi. So Batukama is basically about life and how, everything in nature is of her gift basically. So that is why it is Amma. And then on top of this floral mound, we keep a Gauramma, which is Gauri Devi, that is Parvati. So during this Navratris, the worship is basically about Parvati Devi, but then it is also the worship of nature. So you could call Telangana people pure naturalists, and we love nature. We are very, very naive people. People in Telangana, when you go talk to them in the rural areas, they're very straightforward. They don't have hidden agendas. Even Telangana politicians, if you look at them, my father, he's very straightforward. He won't hide anything. He doesn't have a hidden agenda. Whatever his goal is politically, he'll say it out openly. So that is the nature of people of Telangana. And this festival, the indigenous festival of Telangana, it was discarded during the Andhra rule when in United Andhra Pradesh, nobody tried to represent this festival in the mainstream. Hardly one picture would be seen in any mainstream newspaper saying that, oh, this is celebrated somewhere in Telangana villages. So that second grade treatment was there until Telangana agitation came forward. So when my father started the party, there was a concept of Telangana Talli, which poets have conceived 50-60 years before even my father started the party. So when he started, he gave it a form. So Telangana Talli has this Batukama in her right hand. Okay. So that is why politically now Revanth Reddy, who's the current Chief Minister Garu, he has removed Batukama from Telangana Talli. He created a new Telangana Talli. So Batukama is very, very important politically, because during the Telangana agitation, I had gone to every village of Telangana propagating this idea that this is our festival, this has to be celebrated with pride. Different matter if it doesn't appear in the paper, different matter if it doesn't appear in the TV, it is still our festival. And it is, ma'am, a very beautiful and a very unique festival. Across the world you see people worship water, people worship soil, people worship mountains, but you don't see any culture where flowers are worshipped. So this is only very unique to Telangana.
Yeah, and they're a very integral part of our pujas.
Yes,
also.
And one day I will celebrate this in the United Nations headquarters also, you see, because it is a very unique festival.
That's nice. Okay, so, but we also worship women in our country.
Yes.
Dasera has just been celebrated. It's Ma Shakti, Bengal, where I come in from, Durga Ma, which is why I'm going to talk about the women factor, because I'm a woman myself and it's not easy for us. I mean, I know no matter what people may say that women empowerment ho raha hai, women are getting opportunities, they're breaking the glass ceilings, but there's something which is not quite right. You think it's tough for women to break that glass ceiling? Did you see that personally happen with you?
Absolutely, it is very, very, very tough for women. We have to work, I think, thrice as hard, not even twice, because one side you have to manage the family. It could be your own family, your maternal family, that entire responsibility of taking care of the kids, cooking for the household. It is not easy. On top of that, modern women now has to take up a job to support the family. And then you have to maintain your public persona. It is not at all easy. And that too, I'm talking about a normal working woman who is not under the media glare 24/7. And for people like me, who is a politician, who is under media glare for whatever you do, I still have to do everything. I have a cook, I'm lucky enough, but yet I have to make sure what is cooked in the house. I have to make sure kids are all right, husband is taken care of. I have to make sure my maternal and paternal side of the families are tended to. You know, it's not at all easy. And as you rightly said, ma'am, glass ceiling, it is way too high. Even to reach the glass ceiling.
Now?
Yeah, absolutely. Even now in any political party. And I have time and again said this about even my own party, BRS. When I was fighting for the women reservation bill, journalists like you have questioned me that where is the women representation in BRS? I said, why do you expect BRS to be any different? Just because I am in it, it does not mean it is not from this patriarchal background. Any party in India is from that background. There are only two people in this India who have, in this nation, who have experimented, ma'am. One is Mr. Naveen Patnaik, who gave 33% to women. Another one is Mamata Banerjee.
Yes, Trinamool Congress is very heavy.
Absolutely.
But maybe it's easy in the case of TMC, because that's where I come in from. A woman heads that party.
Yes.
You think when men head the party, they find it very difficult to give their space to a woman? Maybe in your former party, that was what happened. Your father would have always preferred your brother and his son.
Ma'am, I think we forgot Jaya madam. She also did that. She also.
I was going to come to Jayalalitha, and I'm going to come to many more questions on that. But in your own political and family setup,
yes,
did you see that preference for the male child or the son or the brother in your case?
Ma'am, my home is just like any other home in India. Men are by default given preference.
Even if the woman is more capable?
100%. There is no doubt about it.
I know you from a long time back. I used to see you in parliament and you were very, very aggressive. So I don't understand why you think you're any less capable than your brother. And I'm not saying this to please you, but suppose your father, suppose you had another brother. Suppose there were two men in the family, two brothers. And things would have been different? I
don't know. That's a question for my father. I will not dwell too much on that.
Yeah. But it hurts you. But
yes.
What about your mother? I mean, didn't your mother ever support you and push the fact that you should be given a chance, not on the basis of your gender, but on the basis of your capability and merit?
Ma'am, don't you think that women of India are conditioned in a way to think like men? That is what has happened across the world. The first person who will oppose a woman will be always a woman. Not that my mother has ever opposed me.
But she preferred the son.
I mean, she doesn't get involved into politics at all. She doesn't, even think about it for a minute because it's my father's job. That is how it has been in the house always. She loves me immensely. There is no doubt about it. But when it comes to, I think, politics, she is like any other woman in India. She's like, let the men do the job kind of attitude. Never explicitly she said anything. Neither she explicitly intervened into the whole matter. She's just very unhappy and sad that things have come to this where I had to be suspended from the party, etc. Me and her are sad on the basis that we can't get to see each other more. Apart from that, we don't discuss politics.
You think it's a closed door? There's no way you're going to go back? There's no way you're going to be in touch with your father and your brother?
Pallavi
Or is it just
देखिए,
too much of bitterness?
There's no bitterness, ma'am. I'm feeling very, very let down by my brother, especially when a women MLC of his own party sits down in the party office in front of the media, says that I am being targeted, I am being bullied in social media, and there are a lot of conspiracies happening around me. I said this in my party office in front of the media. He's a working president of the party. He should have given me a call, just a call. He did not bother to even do that. I think if he did that and if he would have intervened in the right time, this would not have been the situation. And apart from that, there was this very foul-mouthed MLC in our state. He's made some very nasty comments. Everybody, every party, across the party lines, people have said, no, Telangana politics should not be undignified. This cannot be done. But nobody from BRS has reacted. Not even my brother, who's supposed to, if the human relationships have come to that level that you don't want to support your sister even when some nasty, you're a politician. A women politician is being subjected to undignified remarks. You're supposed to react. You're my brother.
It's very strange because in a state like Telangana, it's clear that the Congress party is also pampering women. And women vote bank is obviously a very powerful one. Don't you think politically suicidal for the BRS?
I don't know about, what the party will gain out of it, but I will certainly say this. They have broken my heart. And as women, ma'am, we will tolerate anything. But if you are not supported when your dignity is in question, I don't think I want to go back to that family. So is the door closed? No, I am closing it. I am bolting it.
Okay, you're a strong woman. I'm going to not dwell too much on this, but your stint behind bars in jail, do you think that strengthened you, that toughened you?
Definitely.
And that is something which is possibly going to come handy as you chart your own political course in future?
Pallavi ji, I've been very lucky, born in a very good house, financially, decently, well enough, had decent food and good circumstances to live in. But when you are put in a women's jail in Tihar, it is nothing comfortable about that place. When you live those situations, when you live in those situations, then you really understand how poor India lives. I knew as a politician, and I come from an agitation background, so I worked with women of all cross sections of the society. Working and empathizing is another, actually living in that condition is another. So I lived with such women for 5.5 months. So I understand what is poverty. I understand how women struggle to. And when I interacted with them, everybody has a sad story. Everybody has a different story. Did they commit the crime? Did they not commit the crime? I have no idea because all of us were under trials. Nobody decided if it has happened. But the stories that you hear, the backgrounds from these women come from, it has really given me a lot of experience, I'm telling you, and a lot of insight into how it can be cured. And tomorrow, God willing, if I'm in a position to help them, I'll certainly work on that section of women, and it'll bring some real difference in their lives.
Yes, there was a data which showed that many of the women in jails have actually committed a crime or not committed a crime because they were protecting their family, and there's a sense of being let down. Do you feel let down also?
Yeah. I've seen women whose husband never visited, and they're there for years. This lady would have committed a crime for the husband. This lady would have taken the husband's crime on her name and come to jail, and that fellow would never come visit her. I have seen so many cases. And ma'am, unfortunate thing is 80% of the women don't have money to pay for their bail. That is why they are
not even a lawyer possibly.
They can't afford a lawyer. And the government gives a lawyer, but the government lawyers have so much burden that they can't get to these women. That is the problem. So the system doesn't support them, family doesn't support them. As a result, I've seen a lady inside, under trial, spending 5.5 years in the jail. She's still under trial. She goes to court and comes
and no one comes to visit her from her family.
Nobody. It's really sad, ma'am. The poverty that keeps them in there, the apathy of the families that keep them in there, very sad. Gave me a whole lot of different perspectives.
But in your own family, did you feel let down ever when you were there?
No, when I was in jail, they did support me quite a lot. They came, visited me. I did not want my father, mother, or even my mother-in-law and father-in-law to come to that place. So I did not, I allow them to even visit. But my brother came, everybody else came. So.
Okay. So we now move away from there. I'm going to drink water, but what is interesting about this bottle is your picture on it. And you know, South India has had only one chief minister, a woman chief minister, Jayalalitha, and we all know her,
Yes.
right? So she's called Amma. Yes. So when I started traveling from the airport to here, so I was picking up where you're being called Akka, which Akka means something like Amma?
Sister. Akka is sister.
Okay, so you're going to be the sister to...
Akka is older sister.
Okay, you're going to be the older sister in Telangana, that's it. Okay, so is this your political future that you're looking at?
Well, see, I am from a political family. I was a part of a political party for so long. What is my future is certainly to be decided by the cross section of Telangana. I'm going to travel across Telangana. I have an organization called Telangana Jagruti. This is the 18th year we are finishing up, and 19th year is what we are starting. So I am already taking up a lot of issues on my organization.
So that was largely a social activist kind of a party. Now you want to translate it into a political one as well.
Haven't decided about that yet, ma'am. I am going to travel Telangana. I will take opinions of people from every district of Telangana, because there are many intellectuals hidden in the district level, at the block level. I need to talk to them. I need to understand them, because ultimately if I float a party, it is not for me. I have been an MP, I have been an MLC. I am widely recognized. So it is not for me. The party should fundamentally help the people of Telangana. And I'll have to go to them, talk to them, understand what can be done differently. Need to inculcate that into whatever I want to do in future. So I'm in no hurry. I want to talk to my people first, that I need to travel across.
Well, elections are 2028, if I'm not mistaken, or 27.
Yeah.
So you don't have too much of time actually. But I hope you realize that if you decide to float a political party, which I'm sure you are going to, you will have to at some point of time take on your father and your brother as well. Karma.
Ma'am, let me tell you, if I float a political party, I have to fight the mighty KCR. I have to fight the Chief Minister of Telangana. I have to fight the Prime Minister of this country. So I'm looking at three formidable men. Three men.
Yes.
So not easy, not going to be a cake.
No, but I thought we women should understand that that's how we need to take them on. But you know, I saw a recent rally. I think you came up to Mr. Chautalaji's rally. Is this something which is brewing there? Are you planning to kind of branch out? You're going to reach out to like-minded parties? Is that what you're planning?
I will, ma'am. I will definitely talk to people across India. I have a lot of friends in every political party. I have friends. I look up to people like Mamta ma'am. I will seek her appointment, meet her. There are a lot of things that I want to do. I don't want to rush into things. There are many people who are more experienced than me across the nation and within my state as well. I want to talk to them, understand them, include them in what I do, and then, you know, do a proper fight, not just rush into things. Ma'am, today is like 30th day of my suspension from my party.
And it's a month.
That's all. It's just a month. So I have to, fundamentally, emotionally be prepared, because now I don't have that support that I had earlier. Not my father, not my brother, not my family.
But you never had this support much, did you?
It did not.
They clearly the father clearly made his choice. It was the son. I know you're not going to say it, but I can say it. Would you want to meet Mrs. Sonia Gandhi? Because that's another criticism of the Congress party, that the son is being preferred over the daughter.
Ma'am, Congress unfortunately has done nothing to Telangana, ma'am. It has done really nothing. In the last 2 years, they have not addressed any issues, neither fulfilled any of the promises. I respect Sonia ji as the most dignified and powerful woman this nation could see, because in the times of utmost distress, she was always composed. And if she was not there, Telangana would never have happened. I said this on the floor of the parliament, day one, that without Sonia ji, there is no Telangana. But yet, Congress, I don't think, is the right platform, ma'am. We need independent regional parties in this country. This country is too big. Congress or BJP will not understand what a rural Telangana person will feel.
Or regional parties.
Yeah, regional parties are.
You know, your father did try to do that. There was a third front which he tried to build up.
Yes.
Are you going to take that leaf out of its politics? Would you also look at kind of a future formation of a third front, non-Congress, non-BJP?
That should be the future of this country, ma'am, because we are too diversified, like the Batukama, which are multicolored flowers which come together. India is like that.
But when they come together, they look good.
It is very beautiful. We should come together. Yes, that should be.
Okay, I'm going to talk about being the woman also, because see, I see it in my profession at times and around me. If I do well, they tell me, oh, she's a woman, na, she must have got it on a platter. If you don't do well, then they say, oh, you know, what else do you expect? Do you think that's a problem which we women face in our country, irrespective of the profession that we take up? Your gender becomes your benchmark of kind of labeling or giving those points to a person.
Always, ma'am, always. Even if a girl student does well in studies, they are like, हाँ और क्या करती है, लड़कियां तो पढ़ती है, लड़के के तो बाहर जाके बहुत सारा काम करना होता है. I'm like, dude, she's come first, state first, but still people dismiss you. In a job I have seen, during promotions I have seen, I speak with many women every single day. I see them being discarded in every which level, and there are so many stories where it is shocking to know that, you know, even in this age, the husband and the family has to give permission for the women to work. It's very unfortunate. Regardless of how talented she is or whatever, it is a husband that has to decide if she works or doesn't work. And worst case is, even if a woman is working, I know at least 50 people who don't have access to their own salary, because the account is controlled by the husband.
Yes.
Credit card is controlled by the husband. Debit card is controlled by the husband. So it is
I think
tough.
it is direct money going into accounts of women. I don't know how many women actually get to kind of withdraw the money themselves.
They don't get to
so you think a political economic empowerment is very, very important?
Financial empowerment, ma'am. That has to happen.
And political empowerment also,
Definitely.
of course.
Political empowerment, you know, I was the one who started the fight for women reservation. We fought it out. Luckily, everything came together. Now women reservation is coming up. So we've also taken up a program called Leader. I'm going to make sure every constituency we train women to become the next MLA, because there will be 60-65 women MLAs coming up in Telangana.
Oh,
and that is
wonderful.
something.
But you know, they also say that even if a woman becomes an MLA or MP or Panchayat, Sarpanch, power to haath mein rehta hai the male of the family. How do you change that then?
Ma'am, first generation to wahi hoga, first generation. But as we go on, I now see a lot of women who work on their own. Even in politics, who become a sarpanch first time, maybe the husband is there intervening, interfering, brother, son, somebody or the other is there. But second time, third time, you see them change, you see them evolve as leaders. And there are many women today who travel on their own. Earlier, I never seen that. In fact, few MPs I have seen when I was in the parliament. The husband always used to come for the sessions.
Yes.
There were husbands sitting in the central halls waiting for women to come out. I was surprised. I'm like, even at this level, when you're a member of parliament, your husband always travels with you. And they do. So that has to change.
bhi karte the, ye bolna hai, wo bolna hai. Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I know. We
yeah.
would notice it from the
Now
gallery
you-
of the
now you
parliament. Yeah, now
remember.
it's kind of striking.
You kind
But
of
you're
remember.
right. I think the things are changing.
Yes.
What is not changed is the only one woman chief minister, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, had from the south, which is Jayalalitha. And she was an enigma. She was a pillar in that sense.
Yes.
So am I speaking possibly to the next woman chief minister from Telangana?
Yes, you are. But I don't know if it is the near future or the distant future. But yes, you are.
So that's a software build-up you're going through.
Yes.
The hard way.
Yes.
The hard way. Okay. So before I wind up, because what is it that you would like to tell us, the women, from your personal experiences, both whatever, I mean, you know, whatever you've gone through, but politically within your family, that many women would feel that kaise hoga, nahi hoga, kya humse ho paega? How will you want to encourage them today?
Ma'am, see, today, right now, I am in one of the most stressful times in my entire life. But yet, I am not giving up, because I feel the weight of women on my shoulder. Women of Telangana who want to be a leader, who want to be something or achieve something in their life, should not be let down by my failure. So I think that should be the driving force for all the women. So if you take up anything, you want to become a software engineer, you want to become a TV anchor, you want to become a politician, point is you should never fail, because when a woman fails, they say, यार लड़की को मौका दिया तो क्या होगा, फेल ही तो होगी.
Fail ही तो होगा.
हाँ, so I don't want that to happen. When I came into politics, I told very explicitly to everybody, I have only two missions in front of me. One, to bring dignity to politics. Two, to make sure no woman will say, यार मुझे तो कविता के जैसा नहीं बनना है. Every woman should say, I want to be like her. So that is what I am working for. No matter how many allegations are thrown in my face, no matter whatever the pressures I am going through, I have always maintained the dignity of speech. I have always maintained the dignity in which the way I carry myself. I have always maintained that where I want to go, I have eye on that ball and I will move forward no matter what. And I think women should do that because we have a collective responsibility for all the women of this nation. It's not just my life. I don't want to fail because many politicians, would-be politicians, will be, feeling bad about it.
Yes, I am. So, if you become the Chief Minister of Telangana, Jabbi, who is the first person you're going to go and visit? Your father or your brother?
My mother, definitely. My kids' husband.
Father?
See, father...
Or he should be there for your swearing in ceremony?
Well, see...
You invite him, certainly.
Ma'am, it's one thing I can tell you. He is the reason why I came into politics. I only admire two politicians in my life. One is Mr. K.C.R. Garu. The other is Margaret Thatcher. She had a lot of negativity in her life. She worked through it and she became who she became. Same with my father. Without him, I could never even think about politics. But having said that, after this suspension, I am definitely thinking about a lot of things in a new perspective. What will future hold for me, I don't know. But I can tell you this, I will keep BRS in the same prism as I will keep Congress and BJP. So that I will do.
And Margaret Thatcher is an inspiration. She is an Iron Lady. She was called Iron Lady of Politics. Thank you very much. It's always been wonderful speaking with you. I still remember your days in Delhi. So hopefully I'll see you there also soon. And you log in after being logged out. Thank you so much for speaking to me.
Thank you.